Good afternoon, everyone. Hi, I'm Yeshwanth Nag. I'm the founder of the ThickShake Factory. I'm going to take you on a journey of how exactly we have built this brand from a simple idea to India's first premium ThickShake brand. So it started out in 2013, and it's been like more than 11 years since we have started the brand. But before I take you onto the journey, first I want to tell you a bit about what exactly went into the journey before it started, so that by the end of this talk, I hope that it will actually help some of you in this room to probably create something such as another quick service restaurant chain or a similar brand if you do want to make it, right? So I'm from Hyderabad, like almost everybody here. I'm also an engineer. Studied in a college not too far away from this place where I'm presenting. Did my computer science engineering. Not didn't study much in the engineering. Almost got thrown out of the college, to be very frank, due to lack of attendance and low grades. I just barely managed to scrape through, and but I was extremely interested in extracurricular activities, such as the organizers who are actually presenting, this talk today. I was really involved in a lot of activities and non-academic activities, which in hindsight I can confidently say has really helped me shape my personality. So if people who are studying right now in college, I think you should really concentrate on non-academic activities as well, because this will really shape your personality and instill a sense of confidence in you later in life. Then, after my engineering, I realized that computer programming or coding is not my cup of tea. I could do it, but I was not going to be great at it. So I wanted to pursue an MBA, and then I did my MBA. And there I really got to learn the basic tenets of business, and I wanted to become an entrepreneur. While I was in my MBA, they took me on an exchange program to Europe. So I was on literally like a backpacking trip to Europe at the age of 23. And within like 4.5 months, I backpacked at a very, very low cost, cutting corners, staying in hostels. And I traveled almost 14 countries, back then. In hindsight, I think that exposure really helped me. By the way, I almost got thrown out of my MBA college as well, due to, again, lack of attendance and grades. So while I was in this Europe trip, I used to see a lot of concepts. I'm talking about the year 2011. And I used to think, hey, if I could replicate this concept in India, maybe it will work. So it was a cold evening in Antwerp in Belgium. And I actually came across a cute milkshake parlor selling ice creams and milkshakes. And the temperature was about -3 degrees in November, and still people were queuing up outside the shop. So I was very curious. I went inside and tasted a shake, and it was like, wow. So I really thought, if I could get this product into India, where we have a temperature of 40, 45 degrees, it should really work. And that was one moment for me. I came back, I joined a job. I was working as a business analyst in Tata Consultancy Services, and Nokia was my client, because of which I was traveling all over India, especially the western part of India. And I used to travel in local trains in Mumbai. I used to see how much business is being made in food business, right, in retail business. A local vada pav shop in Andheri station used to sell thousands of vada pavs. So that really got me thinking, and I understood that there's a lot of opportunity in the food business. And then I connected my dots, and I said, I really want to bring this thick shakes into India. And I started doing my market research. I would have visited more than 100 stores, and nobody was selling thick shakes specifically back then. There was a cafe coffee day, and that was a near reference. And milkshake was just a small item, right? I mean, every hotel in India used to sell milkshakes also, but nobody was selling just milkshakes. Then I started researching about what is quick service restaurant retailing. And I understood that companies and chains like Domino's, Burger King, KFC, McDonald's, Starbucks are all products built or brands built on just single product as a hero, like pizzas, burgers, ice cream. So you take single product and you specialize in it, so that's called specialty retailing. Back in 2012, 13 in India, this was just starting off. I was definitely in the right place at the right time. And I realized that there could be a good opportunity here. And I quit my job and I wanted to start up this. After I quit my job, actually, while I was working in the job, I applied for a personal loan of about 6 lakhs and I got it, and then I quit my job because I didn't have any more money. And so I had about 5 lakhs of saving, 6 lakhs of the personal loan. And then I started thinking, how do I actually build this, right? I don't know how to build this. I don't know how to replicate this. So I really started getting into the product and tried and tested a lot of combinations and permutations. And we really realized that the quality of the ice cream really matters in bringing a beautiful, great milkshake or a thick shake. And then we went to the extent that me along with my brother, who then joined me as my co-founder, both of us went to the extent of talking to more than 20, 25 ice cream manufacturers to produce a separate ice cream for us. Everybody refused. And we actually finally found somebody. We worked with some consultants to create a new ice cream recipe so that the taste is coming out well. So we went to this level of research. Even before the first store was launched, we realized that the quality of the product is so important. So we went to the extent of backward integrating and manufacturing our own ice cream. And after this, we launched the store. And before that, we named the brand as the ThickShake Factory, so that people will resonate with the product and people will really realize there is a difference between a milkshake and a thick shake. So after we started a store, and for one whole year we were running the store, and year 2 onwards we started expanding. So we were actually the first in the country to launch this unique concept, and I never realized that at that point of time, it was a kind of a history in the making, because 10 years down the line, it's more than a 500-600 crore market in India, and there are thousands of players trying to replicate a similar concept. So this is the origin of how this brand has started. So this is just the first step. Then we realized that we really wanted to scale it up. How do we bring it to tens of stores, hundreds of stores? And then we really went to the extent of studying so many SOPs of the major international brands. Back then, very few international brands were in India, so we took it out of the internet and spoken to some people who are abroad, etc. And we really replicated this. So for you to understand, for anybody to build a chain, there are 3 things that you have to follow. First of all, there has to be consistency in the product. The same product has the taste of the product has to taste the same every single time that you have it. That's number 1. Number 2, the menu has to be really lean. So you can't have thousands or hundreds of products in your menu, and you want to scale. You can have a great multi-cuisine restaurant, and you can offer a lot of products, but you can't actually scale up into 100 or 200 or 1,000 outlets having an extensive menu. So the menu had to be lean. And then you also have to have less or almost no reliance on manpower. So that's how we build the chain. And our model is built in such a way that the manpower, because the attrition in the food business is almost 80% per year, 75 to 80% a year even today. So it's extremely tough to get manpower who will stay with you for a long, long time. So we had to remove this constraint by making sure that the process itself is so simplistic that anybody else can actually learn it. Contrary to the perception that recipe in the food business is a secret. But if you look at chains like Domino's or Burger King or Subway, you can literally see what he's making, right? So that's how even I built the chain. But the back end is what really makes it really interesting, because you manufacture the products like ice cream and you scale it up. So this is how we scaled, and we built almost 125, 130 stores, and we sold more than 1.5 crore milkshakes till now, at least. And I think about 4 to 5% of the Indians actually know about our product over the entire population of India. So it has been a great journey filled with lots of ups, lots of downs, lots of challenges. COVID especially was a very big challenge for the entire retail industry, including us. Thanks to our brand recall and the customer love, we could actually bounce back pretty well and keep the show going. So this concept essentially has been proven in such a way that it could be expanded not just in Hyderabad but across India. So we could expand to almost 20, 25 cities. And we're opening in the Middle East, in Dubai, in US, etc. So the whole goal is that, if I could do it, you could do it as well, because it's not rocket science. And I think I was really inspired by Steve Jobs when I read his book, his biography by Walter Isaacson. He says that, look around you. Life is actually made of things that are around you, built by people who are no more smarter than you. So if they could do it, you could do it as well. You could look at those things, you can actually change them, you can influence them, and you can make better things than what you see around you. So you have an idea in your head, you actually think that you can better it, and you get to the next step, and you actually do it. It's as simple as that. It's not a very difficult thing. So if you actually have an idea in your head, nobody will ever know whether it will succeed or fail unless you actually try it and do it. So I would really urge everybody to actually try new things, take risks, and because without risk there is no reward, and you have to take a risk, and you have to be extremely curious of the things around you, and until you do it, you really will not know whether it will succeed or not. And a lot of serendipity has also been involved. Like, for example, when we started this brand, we wanted to get the best blenders in the world, which in my opinion are Vitamix blenders. At that point of time, Starbucks was not even existing in India. So I saw this on YouTube and I approached the manufacturer of Vitamix. For us, they started exporting from US, and today we import it. And today we are the second highest purchase of that after Starbucks in India. So there's a lot of serendipity that you actually think that so you should not feel scared to ask a question, to approach anybody in the world, and the maximum that you will get is a no, right? You ask, you try to do something, and it doesn't succeed. The maximum that happens is, it's a no, that's it. You try something else. So I really think, and I really want the future entrepreneurs who are listening to this, that India has a huge opportunity in the next 15 years as we transition from a $3 trillion, $2.7 trillion economy today to probably $15 trillion or $10 to $15 trillion in the next 15 years. This is going to be a demographic dividend. All of you are really young, below the age of 22. Majority of India is below the age of 30 today. And I think this is going to be a transformative moment in India's history, wherein you can seize opportunities and think of ideas and actually execute them, because today the ecosystem is so much better than what it used to be, 30, 20, 10 years back. It's been getting progressively better. So I really think there's a huge opportunity in entrepreneurship, and if I could do it, so can you. Thank you.